Hi, so let's study about the form. So here I have exercise.php and process.php, and over here I'm having womp. If you're using Windows, have womp point to the folder that you're going to have the PHP files, and I have exercise.php that's showing up. So let's just create a simple HTML, and we're just going to put the title form exercise. And we'll put a body, and we'll close the HTML. So forms are used to get input from the users, and PHP, you can use PHP, Ruby, or Python to take the information given by the user and use that data to either store information in the database or process that information. So there are two ways of submitting information using a form, and one is called a post and another one is called a get. Okay, so let's study about the post first. So we'll say, so the way that you create a form, you should have learned this. We're going to do method post, and we're going to post that, post the information to, let's say, process.php. So I create the form, and you're going to have different information. So for, let's say I'm going to have type text, name of this variable is going to be called email, and input type text, name is password, and for the password, input type text password, and then I can do a placeholder, enter email address, placeholder password. Okay, so I have these two variables in the form. I close the form. Okay, so let me save that, go over here, and it says enter email address and it says password. Maybe we'll put something like this, email password, and then just to make sure that the password starts on the next line, I'll just put a break statement just to make it easier. So if I reload this, this is what it says. So I can put the email password, and I guess I forgot to create a submit button. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll put another break statement over here, and we'll put input type submit, and it will say login. So let me also do a word wrap. Okay, so that's my form, and I'm posting the email and the password to process.php using post. So I can put email address, and form submission and handling is so important because if you think about it, web application is basically a bunch of forms where users give us information, we store that into the database, and we use that information to later maybe display to the users. So, okay, not sure if I explained that very well, but okay, let's play around with this. So I save the form, and I'll put my email address, put some password 1234, and I click on login, and notice that it goes to process.php. I'm not going to save password. So now in process.php, all the information that got submitted got stored in what's called a post. So I can do var dump, and all that information got stored in $_post variables. If I do that, notice that it returned, it var dumped the post. Post has basically two information, and it's an array. Email, it has this, password, it has that value. Okay, so I can do, for example, if post email is equal to mchoi@village88.com. Okay, these are the things that you learned in the previous chapter. You can say, for example, echo, you are Michael Choi. Okay, so let's do that. And it says you're Michael Choi. Okay, all right. there's another way to submit information, and that is called get. So let's see what happens when we do get. Okay, so I put the email address, I'll put the password 123, click on login, and notice that it passes the information in the URL. Okay, and the post information is array, it doesn't have anything. Okay, so let's do this. We'll say echo bar dumping post post. We'll bar dump post, and then we'll say bar dumping get. Okay, so whatever got passed in get method will be stored in a PHP variable called _get, all in parentheses. So if I do this, and let's put some break statements just so that this doesn't show up in. Okay, and maybe over here we'll put another break statement. Save it, and I think this looks better. Okay, so post didn't have anything. Get, it had an array. Okay, and that if I wanted to change some of the parameter, let's say 1 to 5, notice that it got passed into the get array in PHP. Okay, so two ways to pass information: through post or through get. Okay, now let's say I actually wanted to pass some information to exercise.php. And so again, I could have said, hey, I want to pass some information to this page, and I want to say, for example, name is Michael. So I can pass things directly here, and going back to exercise.php, I can, for example, okay, let me var dump what got passed to get. Okay, again, whatever got passed in the URL gets stored as a get. Gets stored in a get array. So if I do this, notice that it passed name Michael. I can pass more parameters by doing let's say age is 32. Notice that it put all of that into different values in the array. So company, let's say, is Coding Dojo. Okay, so now the get array, get variable is an array with three values: name, age, and company, with each value associated with the key. Alright, so you will get a lot more comfortable using form as you do some of the exercises. But again, web application is basically collections of some of the PHP functions that you've learned and just handling form information. That's really all it is. And Ruby and Python, they all have forms, and it works pretty much the exact same way. Okay, I hope that helps.